Steven Spielberg and Richard Donner toyed with the idea of a Goonies sequel. From pirate ghosts to treasure maps to even the kids of the original Goonies picking up where their parents left off. Today, we are diving into the 3 most famous versions of the Unmade Goonies 2 and why it never escaped development hell. I'm Gabby Ortiz, and welcome back, where we explore the sequels, reboots, and alternate scripts that Hollywood never delivered. In this video, we'll break down the top 3 stories pitched for Goonies 2, which members of the cast were slated to return, and which Goonie retired from acting, the decades-long development and the issues that doomed the project, and finally, 5 weird and random facts about the proposed sequel that you probably never heard. While numerous scripts have floated around for a Goonies sequel, we're going to break down the top 3 plots, and you can rank the best one in the comments. The first one is around the return of One-Eyed Willy, one of the earliest scripts picked up directly after the first film. The Goonies, now older, discover new evidence suggesting that One-Eyed Willy's treasure wasn't entirely claimed. And here's a twist. Some of the drafts suggested Willy himself wasn't dead. He would return either as a cursed ghost or, bizarrely, still alive in hiding. This version doubled down on pirate mythology, with massive underground layers, booby traps, and supernatural elements. Spielberg reportedly thought it was too outlandish, fearing it would strip the original film from its grounded charm. The cliché option, the kids of the Goonies, another popular draft, especially in the 90s and early 2000s, focused on a new generation. The children of Mikey, Brand, Mouth, and the others discover a hidden map in Astoria and go on an adventure of their own. This passing of the torch approach was meant to mirror the original film, with cameos and guidance from the now adult Goonies. While nostalgic, it raised tough questions. Would audiences want to see a new cast of kids? Spielberg and Donner never fully agreed, and the script stalled as a result. And my favorite, the Fratellis in Vegas. One of the weirdest treatments shifted the story away from Astoria. In this version, the Fratelli brothers escape prison and set up shop in Las Vegas. The Goonies are reunited as adults after stumbling upon a treasure hunt that leads them right into the Fratellis' front door. Think pirates, treasures, and slot machines. While Robert Davi and Joe Pantoliano were rumored to be interested in reprising their roles, the idea of moving the sequel to Nevada was widely criticized. It lacked the small-town magic and the coastal mystique of the first film. And also, this is a pretty crazy idea, let's be honest. Now, if Goonies 2 came out, what cast members would have returned? By the early 2000s, rumors of a reunion had grown loud enough that much of the cast openly commented on returning. Sean Astin, our favorite Hobbit, confirmed multiple times that he was on board. Corey Feldman championed the idea in interviews, though he admitted the scripts weren't good enough. Josh Brolin even commented, although more skeptical, calling the sequel unlikely, but still willing to appear if the right story came along. Martha Plimpton, Cary Green, and Ke Huy Quan were also mentioned in reunion talks, with Kwan's career reassurance later on making him a fan favorite for a return. Now, who was unlikely to come back? Jeff Cohen, who played Chunk, had retired from acting and become a lawyer. Yes. But there were jokes about him cameoing in a legal role. On the villain side, Joe Pantoliano and Robert Davi were the only Fratelli actors linked to the sequel. Anne Ramsey, who played Mama Fratelli, sadly passed away in 1988, making her return impossible. For decades, Richard Donner insisted the Goonies 2 was coming. As late as 2014, he teased it was definitely happening. But behind the scenes, problems piled up, too many drafts and plots. Over 3 decades, at least 3 to 4 separate scripts were written and then scrapped for not being good enough. Spielberg was hesitant. The director was famously protective. If the script didn't capture the magic of the first film, he vetoed it. It was perfect or was never going to get made. There were also issues with the tone of the film. Was this a kid's adventure, an adult reunion, or both? No one could agree. The Vegas plot is a great example of this. Sadly, by the 2010s, Donner's health and age made studios nervous about him helming a major blockbuster. Lastly, Hollywood changed and was less about magic and more about streaming. By the time the streaming era hit, studios cared more about reboots and spin-offs than risky sequels. When Donner died in 2021, it truly closed the book on his version, leaving fans to wonder if Goonies 2 will ever happen. Now, what are the 5 weirdest Goonies 2 facts? Theme park vibes. One draft described the treasure caves as a giant underground funhouse with rides and traps like a Disneyland attraction. That sounds fun, I guess. Ghost pirates. Yes, One-Eyed Willy was rumored to return as a ghost in some versions. Vegas heist, believe it or not, the Fratellis in Las Vegas was pitched more than once, combining treasure hunting with casino crime. Why was it pitched once, let alone multiple times? Cyndi Lauper would have had a cameo. A script included the Goonies kids meeting Cyndi Lauper herself, referencing her iconic music video for the first film. Lastly, the TV remake. In the mid-2010s, Fox almost made a series about the kids recreating the Goonies shot for shot as a school project. It never went beyond pilot, and what would have happened after anyways? So there you have it, The Goonies 2, a sequel stuck in development hell for nearly 40 years. From ghost pirates, to the Goonies kids, to the Fratellis in Vegas, the sequel went through countless rewrites, but never captured the spirit of the original. Now, I want to hear from you. Would you have wanted The Goonies 2 to focus on the original cast as adults, or a new generation of kids? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more lost movie stories, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next deep dive. Because here, the adventure never ends.